Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day. Heidi, do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Monday, the 14th day of August. Today is National Navajo Code Talkers Day today. It's also World Lizard Day today. What in the world are you going to do with that information? World Lizard Day. If you see a lizard, give them a thumbs up or something. National VJ Day today and National Creamsicle Day. Are you a creamsicle fan?
Not really, no.
You know, for me personally, it depends. I've had some creamsicles that were good, and I've had some where I'm like, I'd rather have ice cream. I don't know. But I'll have a good creamsicle today. That sounds good. It is also a Movie Star Monday, which means I've got an awesome guest. Sophia Lillis is my guest today from It. She's been in a whole bunch of other movies as well, and she's got a new one out. It's coming out, I think, this week. It's called The Adults. Going to be chatting with her coming up on this Movie Star Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Everybody is guilty of doing it sometimes, but impulse shopping, you spot that thing, you just have to have it. The price doesn't matter. You just plunk down the plastic and take it home. Or even worse, you come across a collector's item that you didn't even know existed 15 minutes ago, but you can't leave without it now, hundreds of dollars later. Well, maybe not so much these days, but impulse buying is down a bit in 2023. More shoppers are looking to make wiser purchases this year, according to a new poll. 2,000 adults, or at least people who are supposedly adults, were involved in this. We don't always act like it. 38% have intentionally decreased the amount of impulse spending. How do you do that? The average person is spending about $151 impulsively per month. That's down from $314 per month last year. That's a big difference. People also reportedly make fewer impulse purchases per month, dropping to 6 from 12 from last year and the year before. So there you go. I wish I could say I've participated, but I think my impulse buying is right where it's always been. So
I wouldn't say that.
It's not that great. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that 2/3 of people say they could live on sandwiches alone for a full week? Okay, well, what kind of sandwiches? Well, according to a survey, 2,000 Americans, the perfect sandwich would be something with tomato, according to 54% of respondents. 39% said, got to have cheddar cheese. That same percent also said Black Forest ham. So far, I'm in on most of these except for the tomato. The favorite spreads were found to be barbecue sauce, mayo, and honey mustard, all approved by 58% of people. The least favorite was ranch dressing on a sandwich. I actually like that on a sandwich. The best place to enjoy a sandwich, at the beach, 38%. At home, 36%. In a park, 36%. The average person craves a sandwich 4 times a week.
But technically, lots of things are considered a sandwich.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm a big fan of sandwiches. They're usually pretty doggone good. All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. We now have a release date for the Netflix documentary series about Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit against his ex, Amber Heard. I don't remember anything about that. Was that in the news ever?
I didn't hear about it.
Depp versus Heard is going to drop on August the 16th on Netflix. So,
well, we can certainly all look forward to that.
Be crossing my fingers and waiting for that one. Elizabeth Banks wants to make a Cocaine Bear sequel. Why? What? What would that be? But she said she loves surprising people with the cast. Yeah, maybe that's what it'd be. And Yellowstone star Kelly Riley thinks the show's conclusion will be bittersweet. She portrays Beth Dutton in the Western drama. She goes on record saying, though it will probably be beautiful and epic, I'm not sure it will be happy. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. If you've been counting on AI to help with your homework or assignments, you might find some comfort or horror in this. First of all, before we even read this, what are your thoughts on AI? Just right
Not a fan.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually when I bring this up, Heidi gives me this little cringe.
Not a fan.
There are some things that I think it makes sense for.
Makes me really, really nervous.
Yeah, there are some things that I think it makes sense for, but I see people using AI in ways that I go, ugh, I wouldn't do that. All right, back to the story here. Experts at UCLA say that ChatGPT has evolved to the point that it now, quote, performs about as well as college undergraduates when it comes to thinking out questions that often show up on standardized testing. The language learning model has graduated to higher education since late 2022, when its writing style was described as that of a very smart 12th grader. Now, ChatGPT 3 was used for the test and scored around 80% correct IQ questions. Well, within the range of the highest human scores. The average person, by the way, scores about 60%. There's now even more advanced ChatGPT-4 models coming out. So here's what's happening. They're making it smarter and smarter and smarter. And here's my concern. Once we make this thing smart enough, how are we going to stop it? Is there going to be any way?
You can't.
Because it'll know how to, keep itself going.
Have these people never watched a movie?
Yeah, I was going to say, I can think of 4 right off the top of my head where, technology got so smart.
It ends badly.
Yeah, it's always ended badly. I can't think of a single movie where you're like, well, that was a great ending. AI just tucked us in at the end of the night and we all went to sleep and it was all good. No, that's not usually how it ends. So hopefully, in the real world, things end much better. But there you go. If you want to read more, I've got it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Excited to visit right now with Sophia Lillis. And Sophia, you've been staying busy. You've got It Chapter 2, Dungeons and Dragons, Asteroid City, and now a new film that's out real soon here, The Adults. You've been a busy young lady.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I guess I have.
And you've got some really fun projects, and I'm looking forward to seeing The Adults. There's a lot of fun people in it, but I also think it's a story that most people can relate to. And as a young man who moved away from my hometown, every time I go back to my hometown, I feel like I'm living this movie.
Yeah, it is a very nostalgic kind of movie, especially if you have siblings. I could take a lot out of it from my own personal experience, and getting to play this character was just so much fun because it really brought me back to, the conversations that I've had with my siblings and everything. So, that was a lot of fun.
In this, you are the youngest sibling of 3 siblings, and Michael Cera is your oldest brother in this film. Now, first of all, are you the youngest, the oldest, right in the middle? Where are you in real life?
I have a twin brother. I'm technically younger by a minute, and then I have a stepbrother who is much older than me. So I guess technically I am the youngest.
So you could relate, couldn't you? That's very, very relatable. But by a couple of minutes is a little different than the movie The Adults.
Just a little, but yeah.
Well, the family dynamic of the characters in the movie The Adults, I like this. And again, like I said, I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this, whether you're the youngest, the oldest, the middle, wherever you happen to land. Let's talk a little bit about your character in the film, The Adults. Are you anything at all like this character?
Yeah, actually, I think this is one of the closest I've ever been to the characters I've played. That sentence makes sense. I could relate a lot to this character. She reminds me a lot of, how I used to be, even. Just a lot of the singing and the dancing, and I used to do that a lot when I was a kid with my brother. We created these characters and had these songs and dance and put on shows, and so going back to that and doing it again, it reminded me a lot. I oftentimes it reminded me, of things I haven't thought about in years. And so getting to play this character, it really brought back a lot for me.
I love that.
It was, thank you. Thank you.
And I think the nice thing is, several of the movies you've been in recently, again, It Chapter 2, Dungeons and Dragons, Asteroid City, some of these big, huge things that maybe are great movies, but not quite as relatable as something like The Adults, where everybody watching this can probably put themselves in the seat of one of these characters, can't they?
Absolutely. I think that Dustin, the director, did really such a good job in capturing this relationship and capturing what it means to, what it's like to get back with your family after, especially after years of being alone and being together again. It's a very distinct feeling, and I think you showed it perfectly. I think I think you did such a good job with this, and I'm so happy for people to be seeing it.
And your movie brother, Michael Cera, he seems like just one of the nicest guys. Is he kind of like he is in the movies, or is he completely different when he's not acting?
He's a bit different. He's such a sweet guy. It's really nice to get to know him. He's so easy to talk to. Both him and Hannah are, have very specific characteristics. But both of them are they're just kind, down to earth people, It doesn't, you don't feel pressured or nervous around them. They're so easy to talk to and get to know, which made this, this process, our shooting process I didn't feel nervous by the end of it,
Well, I think it was perfectly cast, each role, and yours as well. Again, every single person watching is going to relate to one of these characters. Again, the movie is called The Adults. It hits theaters August 18th. Sophia, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Again, the film will be in theaters August 18th. I'll throw a link to the trailer so you can see it right now, and also where you can find tickets in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The world is running out of sand. Yeah, we use 50 billion tons of sand every year, enough to build a 9-story wall around the planet.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Blue-eyed people have the highest alcohol tolerance. What color eyes do you have, Heidi?
They're blue.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first use of toast as a metaphorical term for dead was in a movie that came out in the 1980s. Do you know which one?
Toast. He's toast. No, I can't think of
Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first time they ever used the word toast, meaning dead. He's toast. And another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first transaction of Bitcoin was to buy pizza for 10,000 Bitcoins, which later increased to a value of over $12 million.
Isn't that crazy? I know.
Yeah,
It's insane. I
that
bet
is
that
absolute-
person was just kicking themselves.
Well, back at the time, they just wanted a pizza. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. Around 700,000 Americans replace this every year. What is it? You have two of them.
Oh, I was going to say smoke alarm batteries.
No, your knees. About 700,000 Americans get a knee replacement every year. Another 400,000 get a hip replacement every year. It's a whole lot of knees and hips to be replaced. So
It really is.
there you go. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A farmer who recently relocated from his rural home to an urban apartment building shocked his new neighbors when they spotted 7 cows on the 5th floor balcony. Yeah. When moving from his rural home, he brought the calves, weighing about 10 to 20 kilograms each, to raise as pets. Annoyed by the constant mooing and foul smell of the young bovites,
my gosh.
many residents decided to put up a stink of their own, and they called the authorities. The animals were forcefully removed on the first day in their new home. So, yeah. That's probably
I
not a
can't
great
imagine
plan.
he really thought that was going to be totally acceptable.
Apparently, he thought it was going to be just fine. But yeah,
that
7
is
cows on the 5th floor
hilarious.
balcony. He's lucky that thing didn't come crashing down. That would have been, they would have been hamburger. All right. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
All right, Heidi, we're going to play a little game right now for the list. It's called the Double C game. I'm going to see if you can guess any of these. I got a whole list of things. They all have 2 C's. So I'll give you the first one. An all-time classic breakfast cereal. Captain Crunch. Yeah. So how about another one here? An actress who starred in Friends and Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark video.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox. Your toddler might call a train this.
Choo Choo.
Choo Choo. A brand of rye whiskey. Canadian Club.
Oh, yeah. I
The
wouldn't have
first
gotten that.
TV show to film people when they weren't expecting it.
Candid Camera.
Yeah. They come in 120 colors, including fuzzy wuzzy brown and robin egg blue.
I don't know.
Crayola crayons.
Oh.
General Motors trailblazing sports car.
Chevy Camaro.
No, Chevy Corvette.
Ah.
A yummy kind of cookie. Oh, I've got one right there.
Chocolate chip.
Yeah, it is a chocolate chip. And I'll do one more, but there's others. Silent film star of the 1920s known as the Tramp.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I gave you that one because she knew a lot. She did a report on Charlie Chaplin. She can tell you anything you ever wanted to know about it.
Well, not really. I can
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
one thing.
Yeah, there you go. The list brought to you. You can read these, by the way. They're in the show notes for today. And there's others, too, if you want to play this game. In the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Addison H. Halleck, who said, "Before borrowing money from a friend, decide which you need the most." Do you need the money or do you need the friend?
That's true.
Because when you're done, you're probably only going to have one. All right, that is your quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. By the way, they're known for quotes of their own, but they're insurance quotes. See? Quote of the day, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Here's a headline. Good Samaritan ends an elderly woman's month-long air conditioner battle. Kansas City woman. Enduring sweltering temperatures, no air conditioning for months, finally she found relief thanks to the selfless actions of a local Good Samaritan. You like this story so far, Heidi?
So far, yes.
Peggy Moore, she's 75. She had paid an HVAC contractor $5,000 to have her air conditioner fixed, yet her house has been 90 degrees all summer. She finally just broke down. She said, I'm so hot, I can't do anything. I can't clean my house. I can't do anything. I feel bad about it because this is not the way to live. This is not the way I keep my house. She said, I get to the point where I can hardly breathe. I get these bad headaches. I can't see. It's really hard. It's very hard. Moore pleaded with her contractor multiple times, but no answers were received. So she reached out to Fox 4 problem solvers who shared the story. The next day, her HVAC contractor suddenly reached out and offered to replace the unit. Even after that, it was still 89 degrees inside the house. Then Harry Frame of Service First Contractor saw the story, and he offered to help. And he said, you know what? I'll do it for free. He inspected the new unit, determined that it was way too small for the house. He replaced it with a brand new one. So there's a lot of problems in the world these days, so it could happen to anybody that can reach out and do a little good for somebody. If I can do that, I'm going to do that. I'm thankful. So many people cared and came to my rescue, she said. I didn't know what I was going to do. How cool is that?
That's pretty great.
So there's a photo here of the guy. He looks like a nice dude. And I wonder if the other guy feels like a dirtbag because that's just not a nice thing to do.
He should.
And if he put in the air conditioner wrong, you'd think that he would have fixed that. And if he was putting one in that wasn't the right one for the house, you'd think he would have said that. So I don't know. I'm glad that the second guy came along and helped her out.
And
because,
did the right thing. That's amazing.
And the fact that he did it for free, I think is just really, really cool. So hats off to you, Good Samaritan. I think that's really, really nice. I've got a link to that story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.